Bob and Betty. As we were talking on our discussion, you're looking for a crossover SUV vehicle for your family. You do a lot of camping, a lot of traveling. You have 2 kids and you're planning on pulling a camper. And I wanted to introduce to you the new 2009 Chevy Traverse. This is a new, no compromises SUV crossover vehicle manufactured by GM. It's no compromises in the aspect of comfort, safety, and capability and performance. First of all, let's look a little bit at the exterior styling. Very stylish vehicle. Very clean lines on the exterior. Very contemporary looking. The vehicle itself has a very low profile to it. A very wide tire stamp, so it gives it a very well-grounded, athletic look. What that does is it provides for a smaller car type feel. So even though you have the room and capability in the vehicle drives more like a smaller car. Bob and Betty, one of the impressive things about the Traverse is the power, performance, and fuel efficiency. The vehicle is equipped with a 3.6-liter dual-intake variable valve technology engine, which produces a best-in-class horsepower of 281 horsepower. When mated with the 6-speed automatic transmission, by the way, the Honda Pilot and Toyota Highlander only come with 5-speed automatics. So you may say, what's that do for me? The variable valve technology of the engine allows this engine to breathe better, both on the intake and exhaust valve. The engine breathes better, so it can actually perform better, producing more horsepower, using less fuel. Okay? With the 6-speed automatic, this gets a best-in-class highway fuel efficiency estimate from the EPA of 24 miles to the gallon. The Honda Pilot is only 23 miles to the gallon on the highway. Now you'll notice this is sporting the new face of Chevrolet, the dual-port grille. Again, we talked about the lines. Three-dimensional headlights, not only looking more contemporary, but actually providing a much more reflective surface for the halogen headlamps. Again, a nice safety feature. You'll also notice, too, as I close the hood here, this has a best-in-class 0.33 drag coefficient, which is actually equivalent to the Z06 that I have sitting out on the lot. What that does is it actually helps you, again, achieve better fuel efficiency out of this vehicle. One of the other things, too, Bob and Betty, is you mentioned about the fact that you're going to be trailering a pop-up camper with gear and fluids, a pretty big pop-up. You're going to be towing about 4,500 pounds. This vehicle, the Traverse, has the best-in-class towing capability of 5,200 pounds. The Highlander actually has a maximum towing capacity of 5,000 pounds, recommended at a maximum speed of 45 miles per hour. Bob, I don't know about you, but I've done a lot of trailering myself, and there's one thing I would not want to be driving down I-95 at 45 miles an hour. You'll get run over. That's just not safe. It's just not a safe capability. The Honda Pilot is a maximum 4,500 pounds, and that's using premium fuel. Only 3,500 pounds not using the premium fuel. So, again, Bob, with your trailering capability, not only are you getting the horsepower, you're getting the fuel efficiency, and you're getting the unrestricted best-in-class towing capability. So, certainly from a performance aspect, this vehicle really fits what you're looking for. If you look in here, Bob and Betty, let me just show you a little bit of the interior of the vehicle. First of all, one thing you'll notice, very low step-in point on the vehicle. You're not climbing up into a big SUV. Again, it's a more comfortable vehicle for the family to use. You'll notice, again, it's sporting an interior that's the design of a dual cockpit. You'll notice the world-class fit and finish, kind of using the unique double butterfly design. And you'll see with some of the lines in this vehicle, very ergonomically laid out, very clean, gives you a feeling of roominess and a very clean feel, very distinctive, very elegant styling to it. One of the things that you mentioned you have a couple kids and they like to bring kids along with on the camping trips. One of the things that's really nice is the Traverse has a seating capacity for 7 or 8 passengers. The Toyota Highlander and the Ford Flex can only seat 7 passengers. Again, with a vehicle with the performance, the fuel efficiency, and the ability to carry that many people. One of the nice features that they have come out with is the Smart Glide seating system. With the touch of one hand, the seat actually folds forward, allowing easy entry into the third row seat. And I can tell you that the third row seat in the Traverse is very comfortable even for adults. So just a very, very nice setup on the seat and very easy to put back in place. With your cargo needs, the Chevy Traverse has a best-in-class 177.5 cubic feet of cargo space. That is best in class, has the most interior room. Behind the third row seat, behind the first row seat, Bob and Betty, you have 116.4 cubic feet of cargo space. And behind the second row seat, you have 68.8, and behind the third row seat, you have best in class 24.4. Okay? And what does that do for you, Bob and Betty? If you come back here, take a look at this. Let me fold these seats down for you. You take a look in there, Bob and Betty, you can see a tremendous amount of cargo room. Again, as I mentioned, best in class. That way you're not facing a situation where you're actually, you have to tell Junior, I'm sorry, we can't take your buddy on this camping trip because we won't have room for him or his cargo. With this vehicle, you actually have the capability of doing that. This vehicle has 21 cubic feet more than the Toyota Highlander. And just putting it a little different way, what that means is you can put approximately 21 grocery bags in there more than you could in the Toyota Highlander. So again, not only are you getting the performance, the fuel efficiency, but you're also getting the cargo space that you need to transport that family with you. So one thing I didn't mention before, Bob and Betty, is based on the fuel efficiency, this has a best-in-class driving range of 528 miles. That's compared to 460 on the Toyota Highlander and 446 on the Ford Flex. What does that mean to you? That means you don't have to stop as often on those trips when you're doing those camping trips. And quite frankly, I hate to say this, but in today's day and age, the fewer times you need to stop at a strange gas station or rest stop, the safer your family is. So it's a nice benefit, plus it saves you time. So I mentioned a lot about best in class. I mentioned earlier about a no compromises crossover vehicle. One of the things that GM set out to do is to create a vehicle that was not just competitive, but was to actually beat the competition. And one of the areas, all the cargo and the performance and the fuel efficiency, that's all great. But if the vehicle's not safe and it doesn't protect your family to the best of its capability, that means nothing. The new Traverse has a NHTSA triple 5-star crash rating. So 5-star on front passengers, 5-star on rear passengers, and based on, again, no compromises, the Toyota Highlander has a 4-star on the passenger, so they did compromise safety. A couple of more basic safety aspects of the vehicle is 4-wheel disc vented anti-lock brakes. That'll help you stop better. When they're vented, they'll cool down and just get more efficient stopping capability. 4-wheel independent suspension. That helps you handle better, helps the vehicle handle better. So, but those are some of the things that help you, the vehicle drive. But the most important part of this vehicle and the aspect that gives it its high level of safety is the fact that it's a framing system. It's all based on the framing system. They use a technology or a frame called a body frame integral. This frame is manufactured, it's probably one of the most sophisticated engineered frames ever used in the automotive industry. It uses a significant amount of high-strength steel with control arms in the front that will utilize, help the absorption of an impact in the front. It uses a magnesium steel bar in the front dashboard center area here to actually, and as well as reinforced A and B columns. What that does is it creates a more stable situation for the chassis in the event of a side collision. It also uses high-strength steel beams in the side to help support a side collision. On top of that, the vehicle utilizes 6 airbags, 2 front, side impact, and side curtain airbags for all 3 seating positions. So again, very, very safe vehicle. In the event that you do have a collision, OnStar is standard with the vehicle, with automatic crash response, and you also have 12 months of directions and connections, which will allow you to get lost. It's another little bit of a safety feature there. Again, from a safety perspective, the other aspect of this vehicle that is really nice is it comes standard with stability control and with proactive roll avoidance. So stability control, Bob and Betty, what that does for you is if you're driving down the road, you swerve to miss a deer or something, you either understeer or oversteer the vehicle. This vehicle will actually bring the vehicle back in line in nanoseconds by sensors that determine different aspects of the vehicle, helps bring the vehicle back in line to straighten it out so you can potentially avoid that incident. Where it really significantly helps you is the reduction of the rollover tendency. And again, very, very high safety level in this vehicle. Bob and Betty, again, I talked a lot about best in class. There's no compromises with this vehicle. From a performance, from a fuel efficiency aspect, from a safety perspective, it's above and beyond, the competition. So, based on your family needs, based on your towing needs, based on the performance and fuel efficiency, Bob and Betty, it sounds to me like we have found the perfect vehicle for you. Let me go in and show you our service department. Let's go in and get the paperwork started. We'll have you join your Traverse today. Follow me.